I've told you guys before, to me, the best play in football is a breakaway run from the running back, a 60-yarder, 70-yarder, whatever it may be. And so I'm really pleased, as I know Rob is, to have our next guest. He's the Tennessee Titans Pro Bowl running back, Derrick Henry. What's up, man?
How y'all doing, man?
Man,
Thanks for having me.
You did some work this year, man.
Woo.
We would love watching the games, and especially they just kept counting you guys out, and then you would just run over people. What was the ending of the season? Obviously, it would have been great to be here and playing in the Super Bowl,
Yes,
so
sir.
I get that.
Yes, sir.
But you guys had a hell of a run at the end. What was that like?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. We were 2-4, and usually when you're 2-4, it's not looking good for you to get in the playoffs. As far as your team, but we just locked in. Start believing in each other. Coach, set us in the team meeting, said nobody panicking. Let's just see what happens. Let's take it one game at a time, and that's what we did. And went on a remarkable run. We came up one game short in the AFC Championship.
Now, you broke an NFL record for, 3 straight games of 180 yards or more. You did things. I mean, we can go down the list of all the great running backs that never did what you did. I was shocked at how well Kansas City defended you in the AFC Championship game because their run game, defensively wasn't supposed to be that good. What were you seeing in that game, and were you surprised that the holes just weren't there?
Well, going into halftime, I think I was like 16 for like 63. And I think they had got the ball right before half, and they scored, and they went up 21-17. Then they had the ball at halftime, after halftime, and then they scored again and went up 28-17. So with a team like that, it's hard to run the ball when you're playing from behind because they can score so fast. So you got to try to put points on the board as fast as you can, and that's what we try to do. I think we couldn't. I mean, we had to pass the ball. Try to keep up with them, and I think they do a great job of feeding off each other. They play physical. Credit to their defense. It's not all about their offense, but I think overall they played great as a team, and they were just physical on defense. They were ready to play.
What about the disrespect to the running game and running backs in the NFL? I mean, I know it's a passing league. People talk about it. But when we talk about the postseason, what we say, all 4 teams that made it had good running backs, and the 4 best passing teams didn't even make the playoffs, yard-wise. So as a running back, when you hear people say, oh, you could just get any old running back, we don't have to pay them, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Doesn't your performance and what the teams that made it to the playoffs with the great running back say a lot about that? A running back is important, and you just can't throw anybody in that position.
Yeah, I think this is a stigma that everybody always says that running backs are devalued. But if you look at the statistics, and Coach pointed it out this past season about the playoffs last year, that each team that made it further and further in the playoffs ran the football very well. And the Patriots ended up winning it, and they ran the football.
And Sony Michel had a great year with them.
Right.
Exactly. So I think if you want to run the football and play good defense, and that's the way to get to the Super Bowl. I mean, you got to have of course, you got to have a great quarterback. We all know that. But running the football is definitely a determining factor, on you getting throughout the playoffs and making it to the Super Bowl.
Derrick Henry, all-pro running back, joining the Odd Couple. Now, look, this is your job, and you should get paid, and I know you want to get paid.
Yes, sir.
You saw Ezekiel Elliott,
Yes,
sit out, make sure because he knows they were using him up those first few years, and he wanted to get paid. He sat out. Melvin Gordon did the same thing. It didn't work out the same way for him. But coming off this year, and you carried the ball, you carried the mail a lot of times.
A lot of times, yes, sir.
And what are you thinking going forward? Because you obviously want to get that big paycheck that you deserve before they try to use you up, and you got all those hits on your body. So what are you thinking?
Yeah, this is my first time being a free agent, so I've never been a free agent. So this has been taking it a day at a time. When it happened, when it's supposed to happen, it'll happen. Just get with my agent, try to get with the team, try to get something done before free agent happens, just so I can get it out the way.
So you want to stay with Tennessee?
That's
if
they take care of you and do right by
you. Exactly. Because you can only play this game so long, especially with my position and how it goes, that you want to get the most, the most you can, out of this game. And we running backs don't get that long, so so hopefully we can get something worked out, and I can stay in Tennessee.
Chris and I talk about all the time. The CBA, the way it's set up, doesn't work for running back.
It don't.
Because everybody else, they get the 5 years. 5 years in a running back is you're old.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yeah,
so then they go, we're not going to pay you now.
Yeah.
So, I think that's the one thing that should be somehow worked out, or running back should be treated differently. You know what I mean?
Y'all.
No, we really believe it.
Yeah.
I think after or 3 years, you guys should be able to re-up because a lot of times for the running back, those first 5 years can be not all the time, but they can be your best 5 years.
Yeah, you're right. You're right about that. Yeah, that's true. That is definitely true. Because they always say you always hit your top peak at 28, and after 28, it starts to go all the way down. So, and then usually running backs come in the league 21, 22, and 23. If you think about it, you're still on your rookie deal. So some of them years possibly can be your best years.
Yep.
And then, that second, so that's right.
Now, you were a little different. Some running backs come right in and do damage right away.
Right.
It took you a couple years and I remember you at Alabama. I was expecting great things from you. And obviously you're doing that now. But it took you a couple years to kind of find your groove. What'd you need to adjust to get to doing what you're doing now?
Yeah, I think coming in, I was behind DeMarco Murray, so it's a different situation. So, of course, coming from Alabama, playing all the time, winning national championship and doing all those great things, and then coming in and being, a backup, it was definitely a growing experience. I definitely appreciate it. Everybody wants to come in the NFL and come in, their professional career hitting on all cylinders, but everybody's career is different, and I feel like that's what made me to the player I am today. Going through those years and get where I am today, I definitely appreciate it.
You should be able to look at teams and say, look, I wasn't used up those first few years.
Right.
So I'm hitting my stride.
Yeah, exactly. That's a plus. That's a plus for me. That I didn't get that many carries as somebody else who came in, starting right off the back.
Are you the tallest running back in the league?
Yeah, I think I am.
Because even when you run your style, you're up
especially
tall.
for nowadays.
You know what I mean, right?
Yeah,
most of these guys are little and squatty or whatever.
Yeah.
But that doesn't impede or hurt you at all. Being a bigger target, for guys to kind of bring you down. Or?
Yes. Well, no, I think, me being tall and playing running back so long, I think you figure it out, how to run the ball, how to play defenders, how defenders going to play, because I'm tall, so they're going to go low. So I think you just play off it, watch film, see how they tackle, and then go from there.
Now, we've had a lot of guys up here, and just throughout the course of our shows, we see defensive backs, whether they work with us at ESPN or at Fox.
Yep.
Man, some of these dudes are tiny.
Tiny.
And I know they don't want to see you coming full speed ahead. Have you had any experiences where you can tell a defensive back just don't want none of you, like or even heard him when you hit him, what's that? Because these dudes I'm shocked at how small some of these guys are.
Some of them
and
are
then
smaller
they got to
than
try
Chris.
to tackle you. No, really though.
Yeah, it's always crazy because, as far as a running back, you got to get through that first level. Now you get to the second level. Now it's money time. What you can do. Right. So anytime I get through a hole or I get a little crease and I get to that second level, I'm like, oh, let's go, let's ride.
I'm gonna run one of these little dudes over.
It's time to ride. Yes, sir.
Now, one last thing, quickly. You as you say, you're free agent, and your dream is to be back with Tennessee. Have you heard what other teams, though, are going to come hard after you?
Not yet. I think that really starts in March when free agency hits, and you start hearing from other teams if we don't work out. If we don't get nothing done in Tennessee before then.
Right. Okay.
Yes,
so you're here on behalf of Gatorade. Tell us about it.
Yeah, on here on behalf of Gatorade. Gatorade created this off-the-field drink called Boat 24, which has electrolytes, antioxidant, and other vitamins like vitamin A and vitamin C. It's an off-the-field drink. Usually athletes drink Gatorade for on the field and competing, but Boat 24 is an off-the-field drink. I think it's important for athletes to drink this drink because it's something that's good for your body when you're off the field. Just so when you go on the field, you're playing at a high level, your body feels good, and that's why Gatorade created this drink.
So we'll be able to run like you if we drink that?
Go ahead, go ahead. Go get you some of that good juice.
What's happening, y'all? It's Chris Broussard.
I'm Rob Parker.
And we are
The Odd Couple. Check us out as often as you can on YouTube.
And always remember, I'm Oscar, and he's Felix.
Oh, man, are you serious?